Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. So, for today, reminder if you have not yet filled out that class superlatives, please do that. That's kind of a tradition that we have every year. If you've gone to that last dance of the school year, it's a tradition that usually eighth grade class superlatives are announced there. So, take a few minutes to fill out that form. I sent it out in your email a few times. It's posted to Google Classroom in a few places. So, it's the same form. You just need to fill it out once, but I've just been putting it there as a reminder. Miss Zahner and Student Council thanks you many times over to do that. Reminder when you are filling it out, though, make sure you're picking ones like you would actually want those people to possibly win or you think they would be a good candidates for. Because if you're doing it just because you think that would be funny, it kind of ruins like the purpose of it. So ones that like we want to make it somewhat meaningful. So take some time, make that look nice, and it shouldn't take you too long to do that. Second thing is today is Monday. There is no new science or history assignment, but that means check your math and your English classes. For science and history, if you have not yet finished, we had the Amoeba Sisters talking about the introduction to the cell and the cell parts, which is going to get into this week. And then for history, we were finishing up those events leading up to the Civil War, ending that bit of our lesson with Fort Sumner, which is like the official, unofficial first battle of the Civil War, and then we're going to be heading there. So let's talk history. So history, where we're at right now is what's those events leading up to the Civil War. We've got the tensions are running high. The divide in the country is growing deep and wider because it's over, are we going to have slave states or free states? How are we going to admit new states into, at this time, like the United States as a whole is considered the union? Like, how are we going to admit states into the union? Tensions of like what certain people are doing politically versus personally. There's a lot going on in the U.S. at this time, and I can't say a lot of it is all that positive, but we're heading towards Civil War. So where we ended last Thursday, where that assignment ends, is with the South seceding, meaning that they've left the Union, and then we have the Union and the Confederacy, and we have our first kind of official, unofficial battle at Fort Sumner. So I'm saying like official and unofficial. There was a shot fired. There's no reports of anyone actually being injured or killed or like actual battle breaking out. There was a shot fired. So that's why it's kind of the battle, but kind of not. So then what we're going to be getting into is looking at like what are the differences in the North and the South, and then also what were those battles in the Civil War. Now, we're not going to be able to look at every single one of them because there's a lot. That war lasted multiple years. But we're going to be looking at what are some of those like really big key battles. Some of them are ones that like they were decisive victories for the Union or the Confederacy. Union is North, Confederacy is South. Or maybe they were ones that were just like their importance of like things that happened at those. There's one where we don't really have, the Union was considered the winner, but no one was really, really considered the winner, kind of, sort of, because there were so many lives that were lost during that battle. So that's why that one's really important to know about, because like that it was the bloodiest battle of the Civil War. So that's what we're going to be getting into there. For science this week, I was looking forward to this in class. You've already heard me say little bits and pieces of it. We're looking at osmosis. And with that, we're going to be doing the egg experiment. It is exciting. You just had me virtually this year. Think about if you had me in class this year doing the egg experiment. It's exciting. But the experiment is coming up. It's really like it really is pretty cool. If you want, you could actually do the experiment at your house as an extra experiment. You're being a little extra. Okay, I'll try and stop some of the puns here. But seriously, you could do this at home. It's not required. I have it where we do it like or I have it kind of set up that you can go through it. But if you'd like to do it at your house, you can. I'll talk more about it then. But things that you would need are you'll need like a container or a cup to have the experiment happen in, water, an egg, some food coloring, vinegar, and then you're also going to need corn syrup is what we use. This is Carpolinia and I were talking about, like, you probably could use, if you've got like pancake syrup might work, or if you have another type of like thick sugary type of syrupy something or other, that might work. But something to be careful of is, like, some families have like legit maple syrup, like, and it's expensive. Like, you'll get a bottle and it'll say be like $25 for that bottle. And don't judge other people, and I'm not judging other people either. If that's what you like, it's what you like. It's what your family likes, whatever. But probably don't use that for this, because I don't want you to get in trouble. Like, you've just wasted that. Yes, you've done an experiment. Yes, you've learned, but that was a very expensive learning experience. So keep that in mind. Tuck it in the back of your head. That's going to be coming up on Thursday this week for science. So I think those are all the updates. That's kind of the what's the plan for this week. Keep doing the great things. I mean, I'm really seeing, like, you guys are turning in some great work, and it's great to see that you're able to continue your learning. So keep it up. What I've got for you today is some more. I'm going to keep going on my little techie tips escapade. And today I'm going to show you, like, what it looks like to format a document or like an essay. What would be a really good way to go about it? When I was in middle school, even into high school, I just kind of was like, well, I should probably have my name somewhere at the top, and maybe I should put like the title of this. And I kind of just made it up as I went along. When I got into college, I had, like, she was a friend who was a roommate for a little bit. And she's like, this is what you do. And it is MLA formatting. So there is that. Some colleges want APA versus MLA versus, there's like 50,000, but this would be a really good one. And something is, it takes very little time to do, but it makes your, like, essay or your assignment look so much nicer right off the bat. So it's like you're already giving yourself credit and you've done not much work. So I'm going to show you how to do that. What it is, and I'd like to say this is probably, like, I can say it's probably a good thing to do. In college, I was usually writing about 100 essays per semester, so that's about 800 essays or so. So I'd like to say that this has a pretty high success rating, because I've used it on, just a few documents here and there. So it'd be a good one. Now, the one I'm going to show you, there was a student who I had. They are now a junior. I don't know how it came up, but something about, like, I don't even know. He was a very nice student. He was a little bit of a sassy student. I don't know how it came up, but I said something about, like, writing, something about the legend of a unicorn. And then I was like, I did my work, now you gotta do your work. So I researched the legend of a unicorn one night for him, and it's working out pretty well, because now I can use it as an example. What you want it to look like. So keys to an MLA formatted document. You want to have 1-inch margins all the way around. So let's start even a new document, and I'll show you how we do this, what we do this. Personally, I've already got mine set up at a different size, because when I make a worksheet for us or something for class, I want to use all the space I can. But how you can change that is when you go to this, go to File and then Page Setup, and change all the margins to 1. And hit OK. So I've already got it looking better. Next thing is, you see up here in the header is you want to put your page number and also your name or your last name with it. And then you see it changes here. Now, this is a newer feature on Google Docs, because when I originally made this document and didn't have it, I actually just added it now, because I was like, oh, I'm going to use this, and I wanted it to look nice. So you want it to be all the way to the right-hand side, so use that. And then where it says Options, you want to go Page Numbers and start at number 1. And then put your name. Now, because I'm on this one, it's already formatted to Cabin Condensed. If you're writing an essay, though, really you want to stick to pretty much one of 2 fonts, either Times New Roman or, I don't like this one, Arial. I'm not a fan. You guys know me and my fonts. Arial's just not my favorite. So pick Times New Roman. Arial is okay-ish. Honestly, Cabin Condensed probably isn't the worst, but the ones that look the most professional, the ones that look the most respected are Times New Roman and Arial, usually. Personally, I think Arial should go like this, the font Arial should be deleted off the face of the earth, but that's my opinion, not yours. So next bit is you want to make the top look like this. So you want your name at the top. So my name's going at the top. And like I said, we want to put this in the correct font. So I just did there, Control A, remember from a previous moment with Maratik that I talked about that. We're going to change this. And then the next thing is going to be your teacher. So I'm going to say this one is going to Miss Maratik. No. We'll go to Miss Zahner. Fun fact, Miss Zahner likes to put M-I-S-S Zahner. I personally like M-S Maratik. MS, I think, is a little more what it's supposed to be because I looked it up once. Miss is usually for like younger, but she likes the way Miss looks, so I always make sure I do that because, come on, guys, I'm extra, she's extra, and we make sure to embrace each other's extraness. Next thing is the class that you have. So we're going to go, maybe I have her for digital citizenship. If you are in a college class, you might also have so there's one like Com 110 I had to take, and then there's a section number after it. So it might be like Digital Citizenship 110, and then it's section 2. So then you would do something like that. That's more if you'd ever get into like high school or a tech school or anything like that. And then you want to put what the due date is. And notice either put a space in between or double space this. Usually if you're writing an essay, you can notice here it's all in double spaces. So you can either put a double space or go back and do that. So we're going to say this is due on, we'll make it due Wednesday. Let's see, Wednesday would be May 20th, 2020. It's also not appropriate to put 20th, like the TH. Usually you just want to put just that. I learned that the hard way when I did something in 8th grade and I had a very picky English teacher. You don't necessarily have to put the Wednesday there. The May 20th would be enough. That's kind of optional. Now we want to have our title, and that's going to go in the center here. And I guess because I'm going to show you how to double space this. So we're going to put this in the center then, and we're going to go, how awesome Miss, Zahner is. Okay, then we're going to italicize that, because that's our title. And then we start writing. And you can notice when we start writing, we indent, and then notice there's not an extra space between each of these. If you're needing to cite something, if it's like for the whole paragraph, you just put it at the end like this, the sharples. If it's something within it, though, so this one, all of these came from that whole one, but you would put it just at the end of the sentence that you use that information. These ones I use like here. Do you see this pool that I'm highlighting? I had used a quote, so then I put it right there right away, but because I used it all the way through, I also put it at the very end. So I go through, write my essay, make it look really nice, and then here's what your works cited looks like. So works cited is centered, and then sometimes, you know how there's that hanging indent, so sometimes you need to make the hanging indent. And how you can do that, okay, so I need to just get 2 lines of work. If I need to get this 2016, what I need to do is put my cursor there, and if you hit the enter button and do it twice, so then it separates itself, backspace it so it goes back, and then you can tab over one. So when you hit tab, it'll make it look nice like that. Now, obviously, that's not what I actually want this to look like, so Control Z, gets it back, looking nice. Here is, I cited it using Citation Machine, and now I have a really nice looking document. Now, there is one way to make this even better. Before I go too far, how do I double space these? To double space, so you can do that, or if you remember, I said Control A does all of it, and then you want to go to the little spacing and say double. Okay. Now, next level is if you see where it says the answer is legendary, how there's a weird little line. Whenever you turn in an assignment and it's got you can see the obvious mistakes, that's not usually good. First and foremost, go through and spell check your document. Always spell check your document. It's the easiest way to make your assignment look nice. But let's say you've got something like this and you're like, no, that's what I want it to be. We're going to make this look even nicer. What you do, you come over to File. You go down, sorry, I had to get rid of that, File. You go down to Print, and then wait for it. Instead of actually printing it, you save it as a PDF. And then when you go to save this, you put your name in it. So like Maratik, Legend of Unicorn. Sometimes it's nice to put, like, you know how I said, like, the digital citizenship, whatever. Like I said, there was one called COM 110 that I took once. Then it's like, bam, there's the class. Bam, that's who I am. And bam, that's what this assignment is. Looks top notch. So then when you go to submit this, this is what your teacher sees is, I'm not pausing for dramatic effect, just waiting for it to do this. Look at that. You just made your assignment go from nice to off the charts. This is like one of my biggest tips and tricks, and like, I just had to share. So I'll continue with my little tips and tricks because now you guys are going to have fantastic assignments that you're going to turn in all the time. You're welcome. You guys got this. So let me know if you have any questions. If you need to save this moment with Maratik for like a rainy day or when you do need to do something, definitely do it. Otherwise, I'm not all that special. If you just type in MLA formatting at the top of the page, it'll tell you here too. I'm not all that special, sadly. I like to think I am, but I'm not that special. So there's two ways to look about it, but you just got the live action version from me while the recorded live action version from me. So have a great day, guys, and see you another time. Bye.